The skies over New York City darkened as massive alien ships descended from the clouds. Commander Olivia Reeves stood atop the Empire State Building, her heart racing as she watched humanity's worst nightmare unfold. The invasion had begun. Olivia's comm device crackled to life. "Commander, we're detecting energy signatures unlike anything we've ever seen," reported Dr. Ethan Nakamura, lead scientist at the Global Defense Initiative. "What are we dealing with, Ethan?" Olivia asked, her eyes fixed on the looming threat above. "They're not just technologically advanced, Olivia. These beings, they're not carbon-based. Our weapons might be useless against them." Olivia's mind raced. Humanity had always prepared for the possibility of alien contact, but nothing could have readied them for this. The aliens, calling themselves the Zarkoth, had arrived without warning or attempts at communication. Their intentions were clear: Earth was to be their new home, and humans were in the way. As panic spread through the streets below, Olivia knew she had to act fast. "Ethan, gather every scientist you can. We need to understand their technology, and fast. I'm heading to the UN headquarters." Across the Atlantic, in London, Captain James Blackwood of the Royal Air Force scrambled his squadron. "This is not a drill, people. We are engaging an extraterrestrial threat. God save us all." The first wave of Zarkoth fighters descended upon the city. James and his pilots met them head-on, their jets looking like mere toys compared to the alien craft. "Fox 2. James shouted, launching a missile at the nearest enemy. To his horror, the projectile simply phased through the alien ship, exploding harmlessly in the distance. "Bloody hell," James muttered. "Command, our weapons are ineffective. Requesting new orders." Back in New York, Olivia burst into the UN emergency session. Representatives from around the world sat in stunned silence as reports of attacks flooded in from every continent. "Ladies and gentlemen," Olivia began, her voice steady despite the chaos. "We are facing an extinction-level event. But we will not go quietly into the night. Humanity has faced adversity before, and we have always emerged stronger." As she spoke, Dr. Nakamura's team made a breakthrough. "Commander," Ethan's excited voice came through her earpiece. "We've detected a pattern in their energy signatures. It's complex, but I think we can disrupt it." Olivia allowed herself a small smile. "That's what I needed to hear, Doctor. Keep working on it." In the streets of Tokyo, Sergeant Yuki Tanaka led her squad through the rubble-strewn city. The Zarkoth ground forces were unlike anything they had trained for, shape-shifting beings that could adapt to any environment. "Hold the line," Yuki shouted as another wave of aliens approached. Her soldiers fought bravely, but conventional weapons proved futile against the invaders. As the battle raged, a young tech prodigy named Raj Patel worked furiously in his makeshift lab in Mumbai. He had intercepted Dr. Nakamura's findings and was building on them, creating a prototype disruptor that could potentially neutralize the Zarkoth's energy fields. Come on, Raj muttered, soldering the final connections. As he activated the device, a pulse of energy shot out, causing a nearby Zarkoth scout to writhe in agony before collapsing. Raja's eyes widened. "It works," he whispered, then louder, "It works." News of Raja's success spread like wildfire through the human resistance networks. For the first time since the invasion began, hope flickered in the hearts of Earth's defenders. Commander Olivia Reeves coordinated the global response from the UN headquarters, now transformed into humanity's last bastion. "We have a chance," she announced to the assembled leaders. "But we need to act fast and act together." As the first day of the invasion drew to a close, humanity stood bloodied but unbowed. The Zarkoth's initial assault had devastated major cities and military installations, but pockets of resistance were forming worldwide. In the skies over London, Captain James Blackwood and his surviving pilots regrouped. They had lost half their squadron, but James's determination burned brighter than ever. "We may not be able to shoot them down," he told his team, but we can still buy time for the ground forces. We'll find a way. Sergeant Yuki Tanaka and her squad had managed to secure a safe zone in Tokyo's Shibuya district. As civilians poured in seeking refuge, Yuki knew that their real fight was just beginning. "We protect our own," she said to her weary soldiers. "That's what makes us human." In Mumbai, Raj Patel worked tirelessly to refine his disruptor technology. He knew that the fate of billions rested on his young shoulders, but instead of fear, he felt a surge of determination. "We're not prey," he said to himself as he calibrated the device. "We're the apex predators they never saw coming." As night fell on the first day of the invasion, Commander Olivia Reeves stood at the window of the UN building, watching the Zarkoth ships hovering ominously over the city. She thought of all the brave men and women fighting across the globe, of the brilliant minds working to find a solution, and of the resilience of the human spirit. "This is not the end," she said softly. "This is where we show the universe what humanity is made of." The battle for Earth had only just begun, and humanity was ready to fight for its very existence. The Zarkoth had made a grave mistake in underestimating the species they sought to conquer. As the world prepared for the challenges ahead, one thing became clear: humans were not prey, and they would make sure the Zarkoth, and any other alien race watching, knew it. In the wake of the Zarkoth invasion, humanity's spirit remained unbroken. As the dust settled on devastated cities, a new fire ignited in the hearts of Earth's defenders. Commander Olivia Reeves stood at the helm of the resistance, her resolve hardened by the destruction she had witnessed. The underground bunker beneath the ruins of New York City buzzed with activity. Scientists, soldiers, and civilians worked side by side, united in their determination to fight back. Dr. Ethan Nakamura hunched over a workbench, his eyes bloodshot from sleepless nights spent decoding alien technology. "Commander," Ethan called out, his voice hoarse with excitement. "I think we've cracked their shield frequency." Olivia hurried over, hope flickering in her eyes. "Show me." Ethan activated a small device, and a shimmering field of energy enveloped a nearby object. "It's not perfect, but it's a start. If we can replicate this on a larger scale, we might have a chance against their weapons." Across the Atlantic, Captain James Blackwood led a daring raid on a Zarkoth outpost. His team moved silently through the night, their bodies cloaked in experimental stealth suits developed from salvaged alien tech. "Remember," James whispered to his squad, "we're here for intel. In and out, quick and quiet." The raid was a success, yielding valuable data on Zarkoth communications and troop movements. As they made their escape, James couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. Humanity was learning, adapting, and fighting back. In Tokyo, Sergeant Yuki Tanaka trained a group of civilians in guerrilla warfare tactics. The once bustling streets of Shibuya had become an urban battlefield, and every citizen a potential soldier. "Use the environment to your advantage," Yuki instructed, demonstrating how to set up ambush points in the rubble. "They may have superior technology, but we know our home better than they ever will." Meanwhile, in Mumbai, Raj Patel worked tirelessly to improve his disruptor technology. Each successful test brought a glimmer of hope to the resistance. Word of his achievements spread through underground networks, inspiring similar innovations across the globe. As weeks turned into months, humanity's resistance grew stronger and more organized. Small victories accumulated, each one a testament to human ingenuity and determination. The Zarkoth, once seemingly invincible, found themselves increasingly frustrated by the tenacity of their prey. Commander Olivia Reeves coordinated a global strategy from the makeshift war room. Holographic maps displayed the ever-changing battle lines, each point of light representing a pocket of human resistance. "We're making progress," Olivia addressed her council of leaders. "But we need to push harder. The Zarkoth are adapting to our tactics. We need to stay one step ahead." Dr. Nakamura stepped forward, his face gaunt but his eyes bright with excitement. "We've made a breakthrough in reverse engineering their propulsion systems. If we can disrupt their ability to maneuver, we can turn the tide of this war." The news sent a ripple of excitement through the room. For the first time since the invasion began, there was a sense that victory might be possible. In the skies above London, Captain James Blackwood led a squadron of fighters equipped with the new disruptor technology. As they engaged a Zarkoth patrol, the alien ships suddenly found themselves unable to maintain altitude. "It's working!" James shouted over the comm, "Push the attack. Don't let up." The dogfight that ensued was unlike anything seen before in Earth's skies. Human pilots, once outmatched, now danced around their lumbering foes. The Zarkoth, caught off guard by this sudden shift in power, retreated in disarray. On the ground, Sergeant Yuki Tanaka led a strike team into a Zarkoth command center. Armed with weapons reverse-engineered from alien tech, they fought their way through the facility. "Download everything you can," Yuki ordered as they reached the central computer core. This could be the key to understanding their entire battle strategy. As the resistance gained momentum, the Zarkoth response grew more desperate and brutal. They unleashed new weapons, targeting civilian populations in an attempt to break humanity's will. But with each atrocity, the flames of human defiance burned brighter. Raj Patel's disruptor technology spread across the globe, integrated into everything from handheld weapons to large-scale defense systems. The young inventor found himself thrust into the spotlight, a symbol of human innovation in the face of overwhelming odds. "We're not just fighting for survival anymore," Raj told a gathering of resistance leaders. "We're fighting for our future, for our right to exist among the stars." As the war entered its second year, the balance of power began to shift. Humanity, once on the brink of extinction, now stood toe-to-toe with their alien invaders. The Zarkoth, faced with unexpected and mounting losses, began to show signs of internal conflict. Commander Olivia Reeves sensed the change in the air. "We've got them on the back foot," she told her war council. "Now's the time to press our advantage. We need a decisive victory, something that will show the galaxy that humanity is not to be underestimated." The stage was set for a battle that would determine the fate of Earth and humanity's place in the cosmos. As preparations began for this crucial offensive, a sense of anticipation and determination swept through the resistance. The time had come to show the Zarkoth, and any other watching civilizations, that humans were not prey. They were survivors, innovators, and warriors. And they were ready to take the fight to the stars. The vast expanse of space stretched before the united human fleet, a sea of stars punctuated by the looming silhouettes of alien vessels. Admiral Elena Vega stood on the bridge of the UES Defiant, her eyes fixed on the tactical display. The past months had been a grueling test of humanity's resolve, but now they stood on the precipice of a battle that could change the course of the war. "All ships, report in," Elena commanded, her voice steady despite the tension that hung in the air. One by one, the captains of Earth's finest vessels confirmed their readiness. Among them was Captain Ravi Sharma of the UES Thunderbolt, a brilliant tactician whose unorthodox strategies had saved countless lives in previous engagements. As the fleet moved into position, the enemy armada came into view. The Zarkoth ships, organic in design and seemingly alive, pulsed with an eerie bioluminescence. Their technology, while advanced, had proven vulnerable to human ingenuity and adaptability. "Remember the plan," Elena broadcast to the fleet. "We hit them hard and fast. The Thunderbolt will lead the charge, drawing their fire. Meanwhile, our stealth ships will move in to deploy the disruptors." The battle erupted in a dazzling display of energy weapons and explosions. Captain Sharma's Thunderbolt darted between enemy vessels, its enhanced shields barely holding against the onslaught. The ship's erratic movements confused the Zarkoth targeting systems, buying precious time for the rest of the fleet. In the midst of the chaos, a squadron of small, sleek ships slipped through the Zarkoth defenses. Led by Commander Zara Chen, these vessels carried humanity's secret weapon, a device capable of disrupting the aliens' neural network. "We're in position," Zara reported, her voice tense but determined. "Initiating deployment sequence." As the disruptors activated, the effect on the Zarkoth ships was immediate and dramatic. The once coordinated alien fleet began to falter, their movements becoming erratic and confused. Human ships pressed the advantage, their weapons finding weak points in the alien defenses. The tide of battle shifted, but victory was far from assured. The Zarkoth, despite their disorientation, fought with desperate ferocity. Elena watched as human and alien ships alike were reduced to debris, each loss a painful reminder of the cost of this war. In the thick of the fight, the Thunderbolt found itself surrounded by enemy vessels. Captain Sharma's voice crackled over the comm, "We're taking heavy fire. Shields at 30% and falling." Elena's mind raced, calculating risks and possibilities. "Thunderbolt, hold your position. All nearby ships, converge on Sharma's location. We're not losing that ship." As reinforcements moved to assist, a massive Zarkoth dreadnought entered the fray. Its weapons tore through the human fleet's formation, threatening to undo all they had accomplished. Elena knew they needed a game-changing move, and fast. "Commander Chen," she called, "can we modify the disruptors to target that dreadnought specifically?" Zara's reply was hesitant but determined. "It's possible, but we'd need to get much closer. The risk would be extreme." Elena made her decision. "Do it. I'll clear you a path." What followed was a daring maneuver that would be studied in military academies for generations to come. The UES Defiant, along with its escort ships, charged directly at the Zarkoth dreadnought. Their concentrated fire drew the alien behemoth's attention, allowing Zara's squadron to approach undetected. As they closed in, the dreadnought's defenses lashed out, claiming several human ships. But the sacrifice allowed Zara to position her vessels perfectly. "Disruptors at maximum power," she reported. "Initiating now." The effect was spectacular. The dreadnought systems went haywire, its weapons firing randomly into space. Some even turned on its own fleet, causing chaos in the Zarkoth ranks. Seizing the moment, Elena ordered a full assault. Human ships swarmed the disoriented alien fleet, their weapons finding purchase where before they had been ineffective. The Zarkoth, their neural network in disarray, could not mount an effective defense. Ship after ship fell to the human onslaught. As the battle reached its climax, Elena received a surprising transmission. It came from the Zarkoth flagship, but instead of threats or demands, it contained a request for parley. The alien commander, its consciousness partially freed from the hive mind, sought to end the bloodshed. Elena approached the negotiations cautiously, but with hope. As discussions progressed, it became clear that the disruption of their neural network had awakened individual consciousness in many Zarkoth. They were experiencing fear, doubt, and even remorse, emotions long suppressed by their collective mind. The Battle of Proxima Centauri, as it would come to be known, marked a turning point in the war. It demonstrated not only humanity's martial prowess but also their capacity for diplomacy and understanding. The ceasefire that followed was tenuous, but it opened the door for dialogue and potential peace. As the human fleet regrouped, tending to their wounded and repairing their ships, Elena reflected on the day's events. They had won a great victory, but the cost had been high. Yet in the faces of her crew, she saw not just exhaustion, but hope. Humanity had proven itself not just to the Zarkoth, but to the galaxy at large. The message was clear: humans were not prey. They were a force to be reckoned with, capable of great destruction but also of great compassion. As the stars continued their eternal dance, Elena knew that whatever challenges lay ahead, humanity would face them united and unafraid. The dust settled on the battlefield, revealing a landscape forever changed by the clash between humanity and the Zarkoth. Admiral Elena Vega stood on the bridge of the UES Defiant, her eyes scanning the starfield before her. The recent victory had come at a great cost, but it had also opened a door to an unexpected future. "Admiral, we're receiving a transmission from the Zarkoth flagship," reported Lieutenant Ravi Sharma, his voice tinged with surprise. Elena's brow furrowed. Put it through. The holographic display flickered to life, revealing the alien visage of the Zarkoth commander. Its features, once so alien and threatening, now seemed almost vulnerable. "Humans," the alien began, its voice a mix of clicks and whistles translated by the ship's computer, "we seek to understand. Our actions were born of fear, not malice." Elena listened intently as the Zarkoth commander explained their civilization's history. Eons ago, they had encountered a cosmic threat that nearly wiped them out. Their aggressive expansion had been driven by a desperate need to secure their species' survival. As the conversation progressed, Elena felt a shift in the air. The animosity that had fueled their conflict began to dissolve, replaced by a cautious curiosity on both sides. "Perhaps," Elena suggested, "we can find a way forward together. Our strengths combined might be the key to facing whatever threats the universe holds." The Zarkoth commander paused, its multifaceted eyes gleaming with an emotion Elena couldn't quite place. "Yes," it finally responded. "Perhaps it is time for a new approach." In the days that followed, representatives from both species met aboard the neutral ground of a space station orbiting a gas giant. The negotiations were tense at first, centuries of mistrust not easily forgotten. But as they shared stories and knowledge, a foundation of mutual respect began to form. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, Earth's leading xenobiologist, found herself working alongside Zarkoth scientists, unraveling the mysteries of their biology. "It's fascinating," she exclaimed during a briefing. "Their neural network allows for a form of collective consciousness, but it's not as rigid as we first thought. They're individuals, just like us, but connected in ways we're only beginning to understand." Meanwhile, engineers from both species collaborated on integrating their technologies. The Zarkotha's mastery of bioengineering complemented human advances in artificial intelligence and quantum computing. Together, they began to create marvels that neither civilization could have achieved alone. As word of the alliance spread, other alien races took notice. Some approached with caution, others with enthusiasm. The galaxy, it seemed, was full of civilizations, each with their own stories of struggle and survival. Elena found herself at the center of a rapidly expanding diplomatic web. She had never imagined her role would shift from military leader to galactic peacekeeper, but she embraced the challenge with the same determination that had seen her through the war. "We're creating something unprecedented," she told her crew during a ship-wide address. "A galactic community built on understanding and cooperation. It won't be easy, but I believe it's the path to a brighter future for all of us." The Alliance faced its first true test when a distress signal was detected from a distant sector of space. A young civilization was facing extinction, their star on the verge of going supernova. In the past, such an event might have gone unnoticed or ignored. Now, it became a rallying point for the fledgling galactic community. A massive rescue operation was launched. Human ships, with their advanced propulsion systems, led the charge. Zarkoth bioships, capable of sustaining large populations in space, provided mobile habitats. Other alien races contributed their unique abilities and technologies. As they approached the doomed star system, the rescue fleet faced unexpected challenges. The supernova was destabilizing local spacetime, making navigation treacherous. It was Ravi Sharma who proposed a daring solution. "If we can't go around the distortions," he suggested, "we go through them. We use the Zarkotha's quantum entanglement tech to create a stable corridor." The plan was risky, but with time running out, they had little choice. As the fleet pushed forward, the combined efforts of human, Zarkoth, and other alien minds worked in harmony to keep the corridor stable. In a breathtaking display of cooperation and determination, the rescue fleet reached the endangered planet. Billions of lives were saved, transported to safety as their world was consumed by the dying star. As the rescued civilization was settled on a new world, Elena stood before a gathering of representatives from across the galaxy. The chamber buzzed with a mix of languages and forms of communication, all united by a shared purpose. Today, Elena began, her voice carrying across the assembly, we've proven that together, we can overcome any challenge. This is just the beginning. The universe is vast and full of wonders, but also dangers. By standing united, we ensure that no civilization need face those dangers alone. The Galactic Alliance, born from conflict but forged in cooperation, had taken its first steps towards a future filled with possibility. As Elena looked out at the diverse gathering, she felt a sense of hope and excitement. The journey ahead would be challenging, but humanity and its new allies were ready to face whatever the cosmos might throw their way. As the coalition forces secured the Gator artifact, a sense of anticipation and dread filled the air. Admiral Winters knew that unlocking its secrets could turn the tide of the war, but it also meant facing the full wrath of the Voidborn. He ordered the artifact to be transported to a secure facility for study, while the fleet prepared for the inevitable counterattack. The Voidborn armada arrived with overwhelming force, their ships blotting out the stars. The coalition fleet, though outnumbered, stood firm. Admiral Winters' voice crackled over the comms, "This is where we make our stand. For our homes, for our future, for all sentient life in the galaxy." As the battle raged in space, Maya Jensen led a daring mission to infiltrate the Voidborn command ship. Her team fought through waves of alien defenders, their determination fueled by the knowledge that failure meant extinction for all they held dear. Meanwhile, scientists worked feverishly to decipher the artifact's secrets. Dr. Lena Kovacs, a brilliant xenoarchaeologist, made a breakthrough just as the Voidborn breached the facility's outer defenses. "It's a key," she exclaimed. "A key to the Voidborn's home dimension." With this knowledge, Admiral Winters formulated a bold plan. If they could activate the artifact and open a portal to the Voidborn's realm, they might be able to end the war once and for all. But it would require a sacrifice. Someone would need to pilot a ship through the portal and detonate a specially designed weapon to seal it forever. Maya, having fought her way to the artifact chamber, volunteered for the mission. "I've seen too much death," she said, her voice steady despite the chaos around her. "If I can end this, I will." As Maya prepared for her final flight, the coalition forces rallied. Human, Gator, and other alien allies fought side by side, their differences forgotten in the face of annihilation. The artifact hummed to life, tearing a hole in the fabric of spacetime. Maya's ship, escorted by a squadron of fighters, plunged into the swirling vortex. The Voidborn, realizing the threat, turned their full attention to stopping her. But it was too late. Maya's ship emerged in the heart of the Voidborn's dimension, a realm of impossible geometries and alien energies. With a final transmission, for Earth, for the galaxy, for life itself, Maya detonated the weapon. The explosion rippled through both dimensions, sealing the portal and shattering the Voidborn's connection to our reality. As the dust settled, the remaining Voidborn ships went dark, cut off from their source of power. The coalition had won, but at a great cost. Admiral Winters, looking out at the scarred but free galaxy, knew that the real work was just beginning. Rebuilding, healing, and ensuring that the unity forged in war would endure in peace. The last warning had been delivered. Humanity and its allies had proven that they were not prey, but defenders of life and liberty throughout the cosmos. As news of the victory spread, celebrations erupted across countless worlds. The galaxy looked to the future with hope, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, together.